YouTube family, what is up everyone? This is the original Grown B, and I want to announce the cease of emergency grind mode. Emergency grind mode is something that I've made up for myself, in which I need to get really good in a game in a short amount of time. So I really just grind out that game, and I don't play much of anything else, despite the fact that I could probably love some of the other games that I have. So that is what I've been doing for the past few weeks. So I know you haven't seen Injustice a lot on my channel. I know if you're an Injustice fan and that's kind of the game that you want to see, you're definitely going to be seeing a whole lot more of that. Because I feel like I'm okay with where I'm at right now in Tekken. I know that I can get much better, but I don't feel like I'm at a point where I can't be competitive. So now that I'm at that level with Tekken, I honestly feel like Tekken has kind of jumped up in terms of my rankings, in which, you know, I feel like I'm best in Mortal Kombat. I think I'm about second best in Tekken, and then Injustice coming up third. With Injustice being more of my style of game, I'm gonna emergency grind mode Injustice soon, and that'll probably be the game that I'm better at overall. So be looking out for that. There's going to be some more Injustice gameplay coming on the weekdays as I originally planned. Weekdays for Injustice, and then Tekken weekends, and then bonus videos obviously throughout the weekdays. But today I wanted to talk about something that I wanted to give a kind of like a one-stop shop, you know, of just some of the most important things that you can do in terms of being a player. Now there's so many different things that go into being a great fighting game player, we all know that, but I just wanted to give you 3 good keys that if you can just really zone in on these 3 things, you can at least have a really great foundation going forward. So number 1 is obviously practice. This is the first part of the video. It's just me grinding out the same thing over and over and over again, trying to perfect this particular combo. Practice, you can never, there's no substitute for practice. I don't care if you pick a player that's supposed to be really good, or a character that's supposed to be really good, or if you're fighting up against someone who's never played it. There's no substitution for practice. So get out there, grind out as best as you can, you know, practice. But really, before you do that, you need to decide what type of player you're going to be. So the first thing is actually deciding what player you're going to be. Second thing is grinding out, practicing as much as you possibly can. So when you're deciding what type of player you're going to be, you know, this is something where you look and you decide, you know what, I feel like I'm comfortable playing this type of way. You know, it's not always just looking at someone who's good at the game and trying to mimic their style. You need to find your own groove, your own niche, your own place. And with that, you know, I feel like a lot of success is going to come. Me, I like to, you know, play as many mind and manipulation games, you know, as I can. I like to make my opponent think that I'm doing certain things, or let them think that I'm making certain mistakes, when really I'm opening myself up to maybe get a counter or something like that off. So that's the type of player that I am. I also like to force my opponent to make certain decisions. You know, whether or not I'm going to go for a grab, whether or not I'm going to go, you know, for an unblockable, whether or not I'm going to go for one of my powerful strike attacks, or if I'm going to come in with something different. So that is really my style. So you got to find a style that's a little bit more for you. Are you really big on defense and countering? Are you really big on just rush, just get as much of their health down as possible and get them flustered? You know, what type of player is it that you're going to be? And then, you know, after you do number 2, which is grinding and practicing and just giving your all to, you know, just being as good as you possibly can, you gotta rest. You know, this is, you know, training in fighting games is no different from, you know, getting better or stronger, you know, in the weight room. Eventually you have to rest, and that rest is honestly when you become better. I know it's gonna sound weird, but there's been so many times where I practice all night, and I get to a point where I feel like I just can't do whatever it is that I'm trying to do for the night, and I go to sleep. And I wake up the next day, and all of a sudden, I'm perfecting whatever it is that I was trying to do the night before. But that's not the only type of rest. Like, if you're trying to do the same combo and you're having a bunch of issues with it, another form of rest is moving on to a different combo. Another form of rest is, go ahead and knocking out and doing a combo that you know that you're already good at, that you've already perfected. Do that one several times, and then go back to the one that you're having issues with. Getting away from whatever it is that you're doing for a moment and just taking the time to give your brain a moment to relax, that is when you truly get better. It's gonna sound weird, but I promise you that is when your skill level actually makes that jump. So here we are at the end of the video. If you like the video, like it. If you think someone else might like it, share it. And if you want to see more, I really hope that you would subscribe.